One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Royal Blue Podcast sound check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Royal Blue Podcast sound check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Royal Blue Podcast sound check. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Royal Blue Podcast. I'm Ian Croll on what is an historic day for Everton Football Club. The news, the announcement has been confirmed. Farhad Moshiri's reign as Everton owner is over and a new era has begun. The Friedkin Group's takeover, namely Dan Friedkin, American billionaire, has become the new owner of Everton Football Club. It's the breaking news everyone has been waiting for, and we are here live to bring you the latest reaction. Just to let you know, right now I am by myself in the studio, but today's schedule, I am going to go live. I'm live right now for the initial reaction to the news, and then we've got a second show with me, Joe Thomas, and Matt Jones not long after to talk all things Everton Takeover, all things Dan Friedkin. Joe and Matt are currently just going through the written content for the website, and I'm giving you the initial live reaction now on the Royal Blue YouTube channel. So, as mentioned just then, initial reaction now, and another show not long after, which will also be available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify as an audio podcast. So, it is a bumper day on the Royal Blue YouTube channel. We'll do our best to bring you all the reaction from the news that Dan Friedkin, the Friedkin Group, are now the new owners of Everton Football Club. As always, give this video a thumbs up, drop us a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Where do we start? I mean, first off, get your comments in on the stream. As mentioned, we are live, and I'll start reading them as we go. Just going to check the stream now. What we got? Over 100 people watching and comments coming in. SR says, finally done. Big weight off our shoulders. Come on, you Blues. Charlie Twice, feels like a good day today. Love my club. It needs a massive change. Emma EFC with a lot of happy emojis. Joe MC 82, Boss News. Danny Church, Morning Blues, great early Christmas present. Joe Mach again 82, feels like Christmas Day. Okay, so keep your comments coming in. I'm going to bring you all the reaction right now as we go through. What have we got? We've got the Moshiri statements, we've got the Friedkin statements, we've got the Premier League statement. I'll also read out some tweets that I've noticed that are notable on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. A couple of questions to ask first as well, so I'll ask the questions and let me know what you think. I'll try and respond. I'll let you know my opinion as well. So, first couple of questions to ask for the Friedkins. What can we expect from Dan Friedkin and the Friedkin Group? We know the announcements of the new board and who's heading all that. So we'll go into that into detail. But what is the first order of business? I guess that is the first order of business. Couple more questions, football related. Will this Friedkin takeover? Will this heap more pressure on Sean Dyche? Results haven't been fantastic this season. We know we lie sitting 16th place. Stopped the rot slightly over the past couple of games, but we have got a couple of hard games coming up, namely Chelsea at home on Sunday, then Manchester City, and then against Nottingham Forest. So you'd expect Everton and Sean Dyche have to pick up some points over those next couple of weeks. A lot of people suggesting a change in management will be made immediately. Do you agree with that? Do you think that's what the Friedkins are going to do? I don't necessarily think that will be the case. Will Dan and the team be in attendance at Goodison Park for Chelsea, or will it be representatives? All I can say on that is expect a bumper and a hot atmosphere for the Sunday afternoon kick-off against Chelsea. Looking forward to that one. Also, big talk on Kevin Thelwell's future. Reports suggest that the new owners are set to retain his services, at least for the time being. We know that his contract is up at the end of the season. So we'll be talking about that. Also, question on January signings. Will Everton go into the transfer market this January to strengthen? We know certain areas of the team certainly need strengthening. I, for one, suggested yesterday that the left back, the right back positions are the most obvious ones. I think most people would agree with that. So I guess if you could sign 2 players in January, what positions would they be and who would they be? Okay, well, as you can probably still see that I am suffering from a cold, so I actually wasn't meant to be in the office today, but I've managed to get myself in. I've managed to drag myself in. As mentioned, it is a bumper day on the Royal Blue YouTube channel. We're going to have initial reaction, which I'll probably be on for at least 20 minutes, and then we're looking to do another show pretty much straight away with Joe Thomas and Matt Jones, roughly around 12 o'clock. So that's literally only 45 minutes away. And that show will be available on Royal Blue podcast platforms, Audio, Spotify and Apple. Okay, we might as well go through some of the statements. Farhad Moshiri's final statement as owner at Everton Football Club, the outgoing majority shareholder, has had a few things to say, which he said, quote, "I truly believe that the transaction with the Friedkin Group is the best outcome for the club and its future success. There has been a huge team effort in getting to this stage, and I would like to personally thank my board colleagues, John Spellman and Colin Chong, and all the senior management team, including Katie, James, Richard, and of course Kevin and Sean, for their huge commitment to the club. Despite a challenging geopolitical backdrop, a significant amount has been achieved over the last couple of years, including the delivery of a new sporting department, the stabilisation of our finances, and the delivery of our new stadium. I now hand over to the new owners, confident in the outlook for the club and that our incredible fans will see the success on the pitch that they thoroughly deserve." So that is the statement from outgoing owner Farhad Moshiri. Let me know what you think with regards to that. Obviously, Farhad bought the club back in 2016 and things did look brighter, things did look good for the future. He proposed a brand new stadium, which obviously has got over the line, but things on the pitch basically didn't materialise how we wanted it to be, which is unfortunate. I don't think a lot of criticism for Farhad Moshiri, but I don't think he's necessarily he's wanted this. He just hasn't made the right choices. He hasn't made the right decisions. He hasn't employed the right people to take Everton forward. And unfortunately for him, this is what it's become. He's lost a huge amount of money on this deal, and is now owners. Everton and now got the Friedkins as the owners. Premier League statement as well. They provided a statement. Obviously, the kind of waiting on the Premier League directors test. Announcement of that came last week, but the Premier League released a statement. So the Premier League board has approved the Friedkins' acquisition of Everton Football Club following the completion of the league's owners and directors test. Having been agreed by the board, the takeover has now been ratified by the independent oversight panel. The club's new owners and the directors have also signed the Premier League's owners' charters. So a big thing with regards to owning a football club. Obviously, you've got to have a huge amount of money to do so, but you've also got to pass a fit and proper persons test, a director's test, and it's something that previous prospective owners, 777, were unable to do. Thankfully, that was the case, but the Friedkins seemingly had no problem, and that process has been fairly smooth. And as confirmed by the news today, the breaking news that Dan Friedkin is now the new owner of Everton Football Club. let's go back to the stream. So let's have a look at some of your comments. 35 years of mismanagement. Here's to the Super Friedkins. The Blues, glad Moshiri is gone, but until we see evidence that the Friedkin Group can run us properly, I'm not getting ahead of ourselves. Let us know with regards to that. Is there any concerns whatsoever with regards to Dan Friedkin and his Friedkin Group? We obviously know that they are the current owners of Roma in Serie A. Not going through the best of times at this moment. Obviously employed a number of managers since they purchased the club. Mourinho, namely one of them, they ended up winning the trophy. Daniel De Rossi, a former player as well. They ended up sacking another manager recently and now employed Claudio Ranieri as manager. So 4 managers in a short space of time. Let us know what you think. Obviously the Friedkins are going to have to come up with a plan, and I think that this is one of the reasons why they're not going to go all in making huge amounts of changes at this moment in time. Certainly in the first initial couple of weeks, I think it would probably be smart to retain the services of certain individuals at the club and see where we go from there. Hopefully, that will take us into the summer, it would take us into the new season, and then it would be a full-on reset from the club, from the Friedkin Group. We also know about the situation with the playing squad and how depleted that is going to be. Come the summer, I think we're looking at 12 to 13 players left in the playing squad. I mean, Everton's first team squad is going to be completely unrecognisable. You would have thought first game of next season, which incidentally is going to be the first game, hopefully, at Bramley Moordock. Paul EFC, Dyche certainly won't be giving as much rope as he has previously. I think that I do agree with that. I think obviously I did ask the question earlier before, is the pressure on even more now on Sean Dyche? I do think so, but I think the Friedkins are going to try and potentially learn from mistakes at Roma and maybe not go in all guns blazing. I think they're gonna listen to people within the club. Hopefully people are going to offer good advice, and I think the main thing is that it takes us into the summer and that Everton stay in the Premier League for the foreseeable future. Tom Warbrick, both wings spot on and both fullbacks spot on. One low value, low risk signing in each spot. Another midfielder closer to Garner or Tim Mould. So that is in reference to the question I think that I asked with regards to January signings. Who would you sign? Let us know in the comments who was or what position is the priority, and if there's anyone that you think we have in mind. I think the striker situation now is hopefully resolved at least till the summer. Not entirely sure on Dominic Calvert-Lewin's mindset right now. We know his contract runs out in the summer. It's probably inevitable that he is off. He is not willing to sign a new contract at this moment in time. But the emergence and the fitness of Breuer will hopefully prove to be a catalyst for Everton's fight back this season and march up the table. We'll see how that goes. We've got more statements. Let's have a look. Dan Friedkin himself has also released a statement. And he says, "Dear Evertonians, following the completion of the takeover of Everton Football Club, I want to express my gratitude for your continued support and introduce the incoming Executive Chairman of Everton, Mark Watts. I take immense pride in welcoming one of England's most historic football clubs to our global family, the Friedkin Group. Everton represents a proud legacy and we are honoured to become custodians of this great institution. The Friedkin Group is a diverse family of companies with a global footprint spanning industries such as sports, automotive, entertainment, hospitality and adventure. Across all our endeavours, we strive to deliver extraordinary experiences that ignite people's passions. We are thrilled to bring this ethos to Everton and the Liverpool City region. Whilst we are new to the club, we fully understand the vital role Everton plays in local culture, history and the lives of Evertonians here around the world. We are deeply committed to honouring this legacy while contributing positively to the community, economy and people of this remarkable city. Once again, thank you for your continued support. Yours sincerely, Dan Friedkin." So that is the statement from Everton's new owner, Dan Friedkin. Let me know what you think with regards to that. Really detailed really good statement, I think. Obviously, saying all the things that you want to hear. Also mentions Everton's new executive chairman, Mark Watts. Don't know too much about Mark Watts, to be honest, but I know he is obviously a member of the Friedkin team. But as mentioned, he's got his a number of companies across the world which delve into sport, automotive, entertainment, hospitality, and adventure. And now he owns Everton Football Club. So interesting. I mean, what do we know so far? I mean, the Friedkin Group initially made a bid to buy Everton from Farhad Moshiri in June. Things looked promising. I think there was a number of prospective buyers at the time, and I think at the time Friedkin was he was able to negotiate with Moshiri, and he was granted exclusivity. 1 month later, however, those talks ended due to concerns over financial exposure, and the club had been stricken to by investment firm 777. So we know all about that. I think the talks didn't end, as we know. At the time, then Friedkin was still doing his due diligence, and things progressed to a point where back in September that the Friedkin Group returned and tabled a bid again, and an agreement purchase was made with Farhad Moshiri for his stake in Everton Football Club. So, yeah, the completion of the deal would mark the end of Moshiri's turbulent 8-year reign at Everton, and it has done so today. As mentioned, Farhad Moshiri has released a statement. Let us know what you think about that in the comments section. Other few tidbits and facts. So the Friedkin Group has already paid out £200 million to support the club, while this obviously the 3-month regulatory process had been ongoing. So that is obviously money for the stadium and ongoing running costs of the club. Expect further funds will be provided to stabilise the club over the coming weeks and months. We know there's news and there's been reports that the Friedkin Group want to restructure the debt, and that is also at an advanced stage, so that is promising. There's also intention to strengthen the squad in January, as mentioned, but obviously there is going to be restrictions with regards to PSR, which is going to limit, not just Everton spending in January, but a lot of Premier League teams in January as well. So a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of reports. Stick with the Liverpool Echo Live blog as well. Matt Jones is currently running that. Joe Thomas is writing a couple of articles. Obviously, if you're now watching on the Royal Blue YouTube channel, I am currently live. So get your comments, get your questions in. I'll go back to the questions at the start of the stream. What can we expect from the Friedkin Group? What is the first order of business? I guess the first order of business has been to place Mark Watts as executive chairman. Let's go back to that Friedkin statement. Yeah, Mark Watts, executive chairman. So interesting take on that. So that is the first order of business. Will this heap more pressure on Sean Dyche? Big, massive game coming up on Sunday against Chelsea. Everton stopped the rot slightly with a couple of decent results recently after the 4-0 Manchester United defeat. Obviously 4-0 against Wolves at home. Wolves have since gone on to sack the manager. The derby was obviously postponed, as we know, so Everton remain, whatever way you look at it, Everton remain unbeaten against Liverpool in 2024. However, we did go to the Emirates and get a point in a 0-0 draw against Arsenal. Surprising points, a lot of people might say, stopping Arsenal from scoring. We know how well they are and consistent they are at scoring. But yeah, is the pressure on Sean Dyche? A lot of people suggesting that a change in management or could be made immediately. I don't think that will be the case, and a lot of people also suggesting that Kevin Thelwell will be retained as director of football, which would make sense for me for the time being, as his both contracts for Sean Dyche and Thelwell run out in the summer, and then you never know, it could be a full-on reset. I'm just going to have a quick read through the comments now. Emma, EFC, replace Thelwell, then Dyche. Um, New dawn for Everton, can't wait. My concerns come from having 3 to 4 managers this season already. I think that is in reference to Roma. Right wing, also a position that Everton need to focus on. That is according to Crimson Boss. Chris Smith, Merry Christmas. Up the toffees. So a lot going on today. As mentioned, I'm giving you the initial reaction now. And we've got a show which is coming up very soon. Joe Thomas, Matt Jones. We will be live once again. Takeover has been confirmed. New era at Everton Football Club. I'm just going to read out a few tweets actually, which I've bookmarked. Right, I'll read out Joe Thomas, Everton correspondent for the Liverpool Echo and contributor to the Royal Blue podcast. So Joe has tweeted this morning, good to be cautious, but reason for optimism. Communication will be interesting. Not the biggest talkers, as we'll quickly see, but hopefully they've learned at Roma why genuine engagement is important. So Luke Ryan, who's responded to one of my tweets, it feels like we've made it through the storm and we are coming out the other side to the brighter days. Let's hope the Friedkin Group provides some details on their plans for the Blues. We need confidence. They have direction after being rudderless for so long. AD 1878. Can't tell you how happy I am with all of this. It doesn't feel real. Yeah, so a lot of tweets out there regards to the takeover. A lot of people relieved now that Farhad Moshiri's reign is over and that Everton can now progress. They can hopefully look forward to a brighter future at the club, and we will see. We'll see what happens. First order of business, I guess. As mentioned, Chelsea on Sunday. Looking forward to that one. Goodison Park. Last game before Christmas. Let us know what you're doing for Christmas in the comments. Let us know as well what you think about the prospect of this multi-club, multi-club process now, this multi-club dynamic that the Friedkin have embarked on. Obviously, we know that they own Roma, Italian side in Serie A. They actually mentioned the multi-club model in one of the statements back in September after they sacked Daniel De Rossi, which I've got the statement here. So for context, obviously a lot of people are going to know, but December 2019, the Friedkin started negotiations to purchase Roma Football Club, and on August 6, 2020, they signed the preliminary contract to agree to pay $591 million. And then since then, they've gone on to appoint 4 managers, Jose Mourinho, namely one of them who ended up winning the trophy, the Europa Conference League. And then they've gone on to sack a number of managers since. And now they're currently with Claudio Ranieri. At the time of sacking Daniel De Rossi, this is what he said, and it's just in regards to the multi-club model. We know there's a number of multi-club models about in the world of football. Everton now, I guess, even though it's only a 2 multi-club model, that they are a part of that. So does a multi-club model work? How is this going to work? Is there going to be priority for Everton? Is there going to be priority for Roma? Are they going to see an equal share of the pie, I guess, is the question. This is the statement anyway, regards to what they said about the multi-club model, and this was just after sacking Daniel De Rossi as manager. So statement, quote, let us say this, we have the utmost respect for Daniel and believe he will have a great career as a coach. maybe even one day back at Roma. The decision to part ways with him was incredibly difficult, but we made it with the belief that it gives us the best opportunity to compete for trophies this season. We remain active investors in the sports industry. We love the beautiful game. The potential addition of Everton to our portfolio does not alter our focus on AS Roma. If anything, the multi-club will only help Roma. Each club in our portfolio operates independently, and AS Roma remains at the heart of our football ambitions. Rest assured, our commitment of time, resource, and energy to Roma will not be diminished. Our goal is clear: to see AS Roma consistently compete at the highest levels of European football. To our incredible fans, we acknowledge the immense responsibility we bear in leading this historic club. Your unwavering loyalty fuels us as we continue building for the future. We value your voices and want you to know we hear you. You are the soul of this club, and we are determined to make you proud. So, yeah, the Friedkins actually used the phrase multi-club model in a statement. So I guess that's what Everton are now a part of. Don't suggest that one club will be given priority over another. Total commitment to Roma, and I guess total commitment to Everton. So let me know what you think with regards to that. What time are we now? So we are 11:35. I'll carry on for a couple more minutes, and just remember, as mentioned, we are back roughly around 12 o'clock. We're going to go live with Matt Jones, myself, and Joe Thomas for a deep dive, I guess, an in-depth look at the takeover, analysis, reaction to everything that has happened so far. I'm sure there's going to be more to come on the rest of the day, but before that, I'll just continue to read out some more comments. So, Day Kennedy, big friend of the show, just over my right shoulder, provided us with the Goodison Park model. So relieved, he says. Hopefully, it'll be the beginning of a new dawn. Let's put the past behind us, but not before you get a memento of Goodison through a Goodison model. So, yeah, there you go. Day, always promoting as usual. Good stuff. Stick with us. Keep bringing the comments in. Just trying to read through the comments as quickly as I can. Matthew Delaney. Sorry, really struggling with me cold right now. Just provide lots of sympathy for me, and hopefully by tomorrow, at least by Sunday for the match, that I'll be fighting fit. Hopefully we'll be fighting fit by Christmas, to be honest. Hopefully I'll have serious problems if I'm not fighting fit by Christmas anyway. Okay, I'm going off on a tangent. Matthew Delaney, I can't hate on Moshiri. He stabilised the club. He made some terrible decisions, Benitez, Koeman, Walsh, but he wiped it and has delivered us a brand new stadium that looks and will be incredible. I think I completely agree with regards to everything that Matthew, you've just said there. I think it's just a lot of frustration to what some of the decisions and some of the actions and way forward that Moshiri has taken us. He hasn't even taken us forward. Let's face it. We have gone completely backwards. We have gone from a club who was getting to semi-finals, finals of cups, finishing in the top half, and then I know we had that one season where we did finish bottom 10 under Roberto Martinez, but then back up there. We did got back up there with Koeman, but since then it's just been a catalogue of critical errors that has led to this moment. Really, like at the end of the day, it's a historic day in Everton Football Club. We have a new owner. We've got a new. We're going to have a new board. It's a completely fresh start. It's a new start, and I think everyone is cautiously optimistic. Having seen what the Friedkins have done with Roma over the past couple of years, there's been success without a doubt winning a trophy, but there's also been a few issues which still need addressing at the club. Let's hope that Roma can be used as some sort of a blueprint of what to do when things go right and what not to do when things go wrong for Everton Football Club, because we can't get this wrong. This has got to this takeover has got to go right, and hopefully it will. Kevin Davis, as a AFC Wimbledon fan, best of luck to you all. Hope it is a good one. Ian Michael Wright, no longer looking at my feet and now seeing a bright blue sky. Yahoo. Eugene McGeever, welcome to Everton. Dan Friedkin. Jason, hopefully this will be the end of our off-field problems, praying that we will be more financially stable. The threat of points deductions will go away and we can focus on what happens on the pitch. Absolutely couldn't agree more with that statement. Let's have a look. Before we finish off, let's have a look at the live blog that Matt Jones is currently running. So Matt has outlined a couple of posts on the blog with regards to Mark Watts. So headline is Mark Watts speaks out. There are a number of new names Everton supporters will need to become familiar with. Mark Watts, the new executive chairman, is one of them, and he has set out 6 key goals for the Friedkin Group in an open letter to supporters following the takeover. So Matt has bullet pointed them. Number 1, strengthening the men's first team squad through thoughtful and strategic investment. Cultivating homegrown superstars through Everton's academy. Fostering a distinct on-pitch and commercial strategy for the women's team. Respecting the club's traditions and keeping Everton at the heart of the community. Maximising the potential of the new stadium through long-term commercial partnerships and events that benefit the city of Liverpool. Enhancing Everton's reputation as a unique and historical name in world football. So they are the 6 bullet points new executive chairman of Everton Football Club, Mark Watts, has outlined. Let us know what you think. Obviously, number 1 at the top of that, strengthening the men's first team squad through thoughtful and strategic investment. Something, unfortunately, which we haven't had under Farhad Moshiri over the past couple of years, certainly in the early years anyway. It was a rather gung-ho approach and clearly did not work and has seen Everton fall to lower in the table. So just reading through the blog again now. So Kieran Maguire has tweeted, I understand that the Friedkin Group will be injecting further equity into Everton, which we did mention earlier on. So again, I understand the Friedkin Group will be injecting further equity into Everton shortly. That will take their investment from 98.8% to 99.5%. Also expect to see consolidation of any third-party borrowings as they get their ducks in a row. So good news. The good news keeps on coming today. Good time to be an Evertonian. We've got a statement from Mark Watts as well. Let's have a look. So, Executive Chairman Mark Watts, who will oversee the football club for the Friedkins, says, we are proud to be the new custodians of your club. Together, we will usher Everton into a new era, one that is marked by ambition and professionalism. As stewards of Everton, we look forward to showing our commitment to the club through actions, not words. We believe there are exceptional people working in the club. The resilience and commitment shown to get through a challenging period in Everton's history has been inspiring to see and provides a great foundation for us to build on. The Friedkin Group will take a focused approach, one that is driven by innovation and business experience. Our long-term vision is to harness the passion of fans and great qualities of the club to realise Everton's full potential. So the statements keep on coming. There's going to be obviously plenty more reaction throughout the day. And probably, where are we now? So 1:45. So yeah, I'm going to finish off now because we're going to Don't go too far away because we are going to do a full podcast live show with myself, Matt Jones, and Joe Thomas. Once we've closed the stream down, I'm going to get working on setting another one up immediately. But Joe Thomas has been writing a number of articles for us today, and this is what he's had to say. So the wait is over. Everton is a club under new ownership that could not come soon enough. Evaluating the legacy of the departing Farhad Moshiri is a challenge of epic proportions and huge complexity, but that the club he departs is viewed as a worthwhile investment has as much to do with its greater asset as any other factor. So that's a segment from a Joe Thomas article on the Liverpool Echo website. So what I'm going to do, finish off for the time being. How long have I been going for? Well, I've been going for a lot longer than I wanted to. We'll finish off then with the questions, I guess, that we posed at the beginning. We'll come full circle. Questions to ask. What can we expect from the Friedkins? What is the first order of business, or second order of business, I guess, now that Mark Watts is being put in place as executive chairman? Will this heap more pressure on Sean Dyche, the new ownership? A lot of people suggesting that a change in management will be made immediately. I don't think that is going to be the case, but we will see. Will Dan and the team or representatives be at Goodison Park for the match at Chelsea on Sunday? And big talk with regards to Kevin Thelwell's future. Speculation on that. Report suggests that the new owners are set to retain his services. Last one, it is very close to January. The transfer window will open. Will Everton look to make a move in January with any money? Obviously, we know we are restricted due to PSR, but if you could sign two players, any position, who would they be? Right, we'll call it a day, and then we'll be back within 15 or so minutes. I will see you all soon.